The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman, early edition. This is the 8, what are we doing here? 8:06 a.m. in the morning. This is on the 25th of August, 2020. And what we are looking at here is that the futures are up 193. That's the Dow futures. This is now a leg E. Remember that pattern that we were looking at, falling axis breakout to push above this down channel. Did that very nicely, broke out on Friday. Monday had a good extension. Today, this is the futures, another extension up. And will it get to the all-time high? That was at 28,000. I didn't type this in because it's a moving target, 29,280. We're at 28,430, about 800 points away. That's a lot of points. Are we going to get there before we have some kind of a meaningful pullback? Or are we just going straight ahead? You'll see what I mean, because the S&P, let me go to the futures right now, the continuous contract. Continuous contract is up 14.50 at 34.42. This is now the previous peak D that was made at 33.75.75 back in February, the week of the 21st, plummeted down below 2,200, and now it's back up in a V-shaped pattern, but it's not the V-shaped pattern that takes X number of bars down and then the same number of bars up. This is extended to the right. So it's building up momentum, and what we're looking at here is that the daily chart, the MACD is quite good in the S&P futures. The stochastic's really good because it's at 94% and flat. It's not turning down. That's usually very good. It means that you've got sustainability, at least at this particular point. And then you've got the weekly chart. The MACD is very strong. Stochastic's up at 98.04. Do you realize we never get to 100%, but it's at 98.04. It's under 2 percentage points below the maximum it could be, which it never gets to. I've never seen it there. And the on-balance volume is in leg D, but becoming somewhat overbought. And yet, it's so nicely above the 9-period moving average, the green line, and the 9 is very much above the 14-period moving average of 32.18. That's the 14-period right there. And to get the green to turn down and cross negative, I think you'd have to see either a move that's just so much bad news that there's just a waterfall cascade and goes down to goes down 100 points, at least from here. 100 points, what am I talking about? 400 points. Yeah, it'd have to be something like 400 points to become a very negative MACD crossover to the downside, change color to pink like it did over here. And this V-shaped pattern in the monthly chart that is gone, well, we've got another few days to go before the end of the month. But look how high it is above the left side high. So this is this so far is a very good V. Usually you get to the V and you just sneak above it, but you close it below it. This one is quite decisively above it. Look at the QQQ. Maybe I'll just go to the NQ for now. NQ to see if I've updated it. Yeah. So this is F/C in the daily. And I've seen, look at this, F/T. Let me just show you something interesting. Here's the 10-minute E-mini chart, trading up 17 now, just had a big spike. Do you see that G/C with the MACD turning down, so everything turned down, except look how well it held the 9 and 14-period moving averages. And what happens then is sneaks to another high, to a D. So we've seen so many of these alternate counts in the Chapman wave conclude at a D later on, that I can't ignore that there's going to be something like that right here, that we pull back a little bit in the next day or two, and then we have a climb into into a new high. And this is the NQ. So this is the QQQ Index 100. This one is a little different. This is G/C in the actual cash of the QQQs, Invesco QQQ Trust Series. So let me just do this because I don't want to run out of time. I've only got a short period today to do this, and I'll be out for next few days. most importantly, what I am looking at here is that the QQQ is only up 3 cents at 283.66. We are just beginning to see, and this is what I wanted to do today. I wanted to show you, we're just beginning to see some kind of resistance levels in the key NASDAQ stocks. Here's Amazon, a very long-legged doji candle, open and closes almost at the same level. 3380.31 was the high yesterday. I think it's getting real close to some kind of digestive phase. Look at Apple. Apple, leg F, trading down 253 at 501 right now, pre-market that is. I think this is also getting ready for a little bit of a test. They've also got the split coming up. But what did I see? I saw a CRM, Salesforce.com is going to be now in the Dow. This is peak A, peak. Let me just check this out. 194.57, 194.56. So this is peak ABC. This is a leg D. So daily chart, the weekly chart is an F/B. So we're looking at Salesforce getting into the Dow. So the Dow is no more the Dow 30 industrials. It is really just the Dow 30. I love the mix. In fact, this is getting even better. Now you've got Salesforce. I hate it when they put this in at all-time highs. Honeywell, H-O-N, I don't know if I've updated that. Honeywell, oh, don't tell me I have to do Honeywell again. Peak A, B, C, D, peak D in the daily, up 6 pre-market at 165. It's not an all-time high. That's over in the 180 area. But this is very good. I like the fact that Honeywell's a great, great company. It's now in the Dow. You've got RTX, which is coming out. That's United Technologies, which has been there. Now there are no stocks from the 1920s left in the Dow. That was the last one. United Technologies merged with Raytheon. It's called Raytheon Technologies now. It's coming out, and it's kind of stalling. And I saw Amgen. Amgen's coming in. Amgen, oh, this is going to have a lot of work to make up. That'll help the Dow when it finally kicks in. Amgen at 245. Oh, it's up 9 right now. Well, that's going to help it. 245. Yeah, it's still underneath the all-time high, just in the 263-ish area. And I can't remember what the other one was. Honeywell, Salesforce, and Amgen. Oh, then I've just done that. And coming out is RTX, and I can't remember what the other ones are. I think Pfizer. Pfizer, PFE, yep, there's that cup formation, and now it's going to pull back a little bit. So it's stalling. All-time high was back in 2018 at about 46.47, and now it's at 30. Yep, 38. All right, let's get through these. I wanted to show you the dollar. The dollar's struggling. It's down 20 ticks at 92.13. Until the dollar can actually trade a couple of days hitting 94.70s or higher. I think it's just stuck here. Gold is having a digestive phase, a dreaded H pattern in the ChapmanWave methodology. So I'm going to be looking to see between 1900 and 1874. If gold smashes through 1850, closes under it in the low 1840s, I would say that it's kind of stuck in a range and it's going to stay there a little longer after a spectacular move. But if for any reason in the next 2 weeks you see gold trading in the 2040s, that'll really be outstanding action. And look, silver is in a peak C in the weekly chart. It hasn't made its D yet, and there's only a leg A in the monthly. I can't believe this. That's amazing. We will be back in a moment. Basil Chapman doing the early show, 8 o'clock to 8:30. And of course, you get.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Hi, folks. So I think there's just one more section left. So I need to get to a lot of things. IWM, the Russell 2000, up 86 cents pre-market at 157.09. Unless it's able to pierce decisively the resistance at 157.37, in other words, get to 157.60s, that'll be very good because it'll suggest that there's enough residual strength to attempt to get to the 159.82 high of the 11th. But as I'm looking at it here, the technicals are starting to weaken, but it's still nicely above the 9-period and 14-period moving averages. That, to me, is very important. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be looking at here is within the context of rotation, if the Dow is able to sustain a high level. Let me just give you numbers here for the week. If the Dow is able to sustain, it's at 28,308 at the close yesterday. Yes, the futures are up now. They're up 200. Now they're up 168. I think there's going to be a little bit of pressure, and I'll talk about this briefly here. In the ChapmanWave methodology, there's a technique that I use called the squash. It's where the stochastic rallies really sharply and the MACD rallies sharply, but the price moves up even greater. And what happens is the stochastic, which is the torque, gives you that first gear, builds up that lunge forward, and then it goes quickly from first to second gear, third gear, that's the leg C. And then the MACD finally turns over, and that takes the torque, hands over the momentum to the MACD, and then finally gets to a peak D. And then it starts to pull back, or even it pulls back a little bit in C and takes its time to get to D. But this torque is really important. What it does, it says you've got speed and power going into this move right here. And that's what I was talking about yesterday to show subscribers when I showed the daily charts, and I do this every day. Let me just show you what I did for today. Where is it? I'll just move it over right here. Well, first of all, I do this. This is the right here. This is the E-mini. I do this every day for subscribers. See, we've already got you an F/B, and I'll tell you exactly what to look for here. And in the, that's not what I want. I want this one right here. And in the Dow, I give you this whole synopsis of what we're looking at, why we're looking at, how the Dow should hold over plus 80 or more after 2 p.m. That'll be very good action. But if it starts to slip, then it goes to maybe just the plus 30s at some point. You can see that there'll be a little dip, maybe even into early Wednesday morning. We'll see. Okay, and those are the things that I do for subscribers every day. very detailed report. Now, let me do this. I wanted to show you quickly. So IWM and the Dow, especially with the Dow having a different mix now, could start to show a little bit of more relative strength to maybe the Qs, which have done extreme. I mean, look at this. This is an incredible move. Straight up like that, QQQ series. But maybe they start to take a little bit of a breather. And as they do that, we'll see is a rotation so that some of the other indices that aren't at all-time highs can do some catch-up. In other words, is the Dow about to make its all-time high in this phase, or does it have to wait for quite a sharp pullback and then kick in maybe, hey, October, November? We'll see. So all we do here, and for subscribers, we're satisfied with what's going on here. We've been long the Dow since the 23rd of March, the low of the move. Went long via options, call options, and we've rotated through taking some off and keeping some on from 10.5 to they're trading at about 77 right now. But we've got the diamonds just under 21,000, and the Dow's now at 28,300. So we're going to have to make a decision. What do we do? How do we lighten up if we start to get a little nervous about things? Or do we at all? Because that entry point is just a great entry point. A 39% decline, you only do that once a year. Surely you only do that once a year. Maybe you don't. But something, I mean, there's enough news out there they could kick in to be bad to really pull the markets down. But so far, everything's been ameliorated. We'll see what the Fed does tomorrow. So just let me give you measures to look at. In the next week, if there's a slump below 27,500 in the Dow, that's going to say we've started the corrective process. If there's a push above 28,500, that's really good. And that says maybe there's just enough energy to go slightly high, get close to the all-time high of 29,568. Okay, that's that. The S&P, let me just get this one out the way. S&P all-time high right now, and that makes the whole area of the 33, let me just do it on base of moving averages, 3360s. Anytime this week, if there's a close below 3360 in the S&P, cash that is, that's going to hint that we've already begun some kind of consolidation. QQQ will give you the levels. So it's not upside we're looking at, is what if we start to go down, and for the Qs trading at 283 right now, it needs to be a close, but if there's a close below 273, let's call it 271, a close below that level says, uh-oh, now we're in for a more concerted decline. So that's that. And IWM is holding very nicely, although it's not a great chart pattern at this point. Any close below 150, it's at 157 right now. A close below 153 says, uh-oh, you better be careful. Now, one of the things I'm also looking at, Mondays 8 a.m. Yes. So in the Den, Bosden says, despite strength, ESU is still below Monday's 8 a.m. high. 30-minute bar looking a little weakish. Yeah, I think we're real close to some kind of a little bit of a pullback. But as long as it's a convention, I think the market will respect the same as it did with the Democrats going to higher highs. I think it will do the same, hold very well right here for the Republicans. And it's immediately afterwards that I think that you're going to be looking at the real fight is going to begin. And will we see that? And let me look at this. Look at the TLT is down $1.50 at 164. But what normally happens if the market starts to pull back and equities start to decline, money flows out of equities and into bonds. And that would have bonds rallying and the yields pulling back. Well, we're going to see, and I'll just make it real clear. If at 164.45, if the TLT, Lehman 20-year T-bond fund, starts to trade under 162, that should be quite bullish for the market. If it starts to trade above 169, I think that we will start to look at more selling pressure in the market. So I'm giving you my parameters. I think that at least gives you the outlook for the next few days, and then just let the market tell us. I mean, we've kept our core long positions, and one of the things I want to look at right here before we wrap up is wheat is holding okay. It's up 0.75 of a point at 521. Soybean, continuous contract, very nice, up 7.5 at 913. Looks like it wants to make it leg D above that peak C of 919.5 on the 19th. And let's see what corn is doing. Corn is up very strongly. It's up 5.75, 337. We do own a fund that is based on the commodities, the grains. I like the grains. I think the grains are having, look at that sell-off. I mean, it's just a horrible action. Finally, a little bit better. I'm not an expert in this at all. I'm just looking at the chart formations, and it's saying to me, there's a good chance that the grains, as we rotate through the different sectors, grains will be coming on. And look at crude oil holding very nicely up here. It's up 26 cents at 42.88. And I would normally just grab this. I'll do it right now, right there. So I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, there's your rectangle formation. Crude oil closes below 41, and that'll be a little bit of a problem shorter term. But if it manages to go into the 44s, that's going to be a good sign. And it's also a good sign for the general market. Basil Chapman signing off, handing over to Tommy O'Brien. A wonderful show he does, 8:30 to 8 every day, 8:30 to 9. And, of course, have a wonderful week. And don't forget, Larry Pesavento is going to be doing an all-day webinar. Check out the front page of TFNN. It should be absolutely wonderful. Hey, have a great couple of days. I'll be away for a few days.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.